Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri in 2025.
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that you have enjoyed something good over the holiday season. I know for us, it took a little different turn this year, Jim. You got food poisoning right on Sunday night before Christmas Eve. And we weren't quite sure if you were going to be contagious or not at the time, so we ended up 5 days alone at home. Was that good? Well, it ended up being very good and quiet, which is apparently what we needed.
And we watched 35 Christmas movies. That was good, right, Martha?
Give or take a couple, it was excellent.
I don't give or take a couple, maybe miss a couple. All right. So thank you for your grace, everyone, as we took a few weeks off from the podcast. And now we're ready for all the good news of 2025. Remember to submit your reports to GoodPlaceMarionville at hotmail.com. Also, if your company's looking to get additional exposure right here in town, here's a good cause to get behind in 2025. Consider becoming a sponsor of the Good Place Marionville podcast. Just email us to discuss the many options. GoodPlaceMarionville at hotmail.com.
So we've decided to do a little reflecting today of some of the good that has been going on over the last year that we've covered on the podcast. So after we highlight a few current events that are happening in good news, we're going to walk down memory lane and give some good reports from 2024. So today's podcast episode is sponsored by the Bank of Billings.
We're so blessed to have a local community bank like the Bank of Billings right here in town. Technology is ever changing. That's why the Bank of Billings is working hard to offer excellent choices for online banking, mobile banking, updated ATM, and the brand new ITMs, interactive teller machines. Remember that they're a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. And we're grateful for the support of the Bank of Billings for they help out all over the community and for sponsoring the Good Place Marionville podcast.
All right, in school news, school is back in full swing. And so there hasn't been much news coming in this week as everyone's hard at work getting back into a schedule. But the Designer Jeans basketball game continues with 2 more games left in the season. You can mark your calendars for January 9th at Crane High School and January 28th at Marionville High School.
City updates. The city officials recently authorized the formation of the Marionville Economic Development Advisory Committee to research, survey, and advise our city leaders to prepare for the economic future of Marionville. Their tagline is empowering Marionville's future as a vibrant community where businesses thrive and residents flourish.
You can follow their activity on Facebook. Just search for Marionville Economic Development Advisory Council, also known as
Advisory Committee.
Also known as MEDAC, MEDAC, and I'll put that link in the show notes for your convenience.
We are currently conducting a survey for businesses that operate inside Marionville and outside the city limits. If this has been sent to you, please complete the survey. If you're interested in taking the survey and haven't been contacted yet, please send an email to econ65705 at outlook.com. MEDAC is also hosting a lunch and learn in collaboration with the Marionville Business Connect at Alpine Wood Products on January 15th. RSVP is required and limited. So reach out to econ65705 at outlook.com for more information. We'll get it to you right away. Deadline to register is the 13th.
Awesome. You know, a few years ago, the city received a grant to build a food pantry box in the City Hall parking lot. It's that cute little blue building that looks kind of like
a really big birdhouse.
A big birdhouse or a small shed, one of the two. But it's on a post out there. And, you know, the food pantry receives a lot of activity in and out during the Christmas holiday. But in the new year, it's important to remember that you can always give donations to that. So please put your extra items in when you go to the grocery store, pick up a few extra things, bring them to City Hall. If it's really cold outside, take it inside City Hall and they will monitor getting it in there when it is safe. We don't want cans of vegetables exploding during the cold days.
Although that could be cool.
Well, it could be if you were there to watch it.
Yes, that's right. B's and G's Dairy Crest is now hiring. Complete an application online on their Facebook page. Click on the link for job application and become a part of the excellent team that Bobby and Gary Wright will be putting together. You'll be making history for the next generation.
Okay, I know that was a little dramatic, but isn't it true, Jim? We've talked to so many people that have been like, oh, yeah, I worked at Dairy Crest. Oh, I worked, locally. The memories of people working at local businesses is huge. So you can be part of that next phase of work right here in town.
Speaking of the Lions Club, Because
were we?
Yeah, we were, because
Okay.
speaking of B's and G's, Aaron Head, the president of the Lions Club and also an employee and lender at the Bank of Billings, said to me today that he's hoping that Gary and Bobby will put his name on one of the special items on the menu.
Oh, really?
He wants it named the Head Special or the Aaron Head Special.
Why would that be? Does he have some special food item
No,
that he
that's
wants?
just what he said. I just
He
wanted to put
wants
it out
something
there.
named after
That's right.
him.
He wants something named after him. Just in case you're
Okay.
wondering, Gary and Bobby, that's where that came from. But also, speaking of the Lions Club,
Yes.
the Lions Club calendars, I know it's a little ahead of your schedule where you had this plan, but the Lions Club calendars are for sale. Stop by the Marionville Pharmacy, the Bank of Billings, Smart Insurance to get your copies. Alice Irene's also has some. Buy some extras for your friends. 1 for $10, 2 for $15, and if you buy 5 or more, they're only $7 each. And all your friends that love the white squirrels, they will love the pictures from this year. I love especially, it's really hard with their green
Disappears
screen.
on the green screen.
Oh, well, okay, but here's the deal. There's one with a squirrel doing a handstand, and it's
It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
It is my favorite. I want to find it. I just can't believe they're so cute.
All right. So if you have not yet gotten your calendar for this year or are looking for a calendar for someone for this year, make sure that you get the White Squirrel calendar.
This is what
Sponsored by the Lions Club.
Everybody should get one for all of the relatives that don't live here, because everybody wants to come here for the white squirrels, and we could just send them pictures.
That's
courtesy
awesome.
of the Marionville Lions Club and Randy Smart, who took all the pictures.
So that is a 2025 calendar. And, a lot of people set New Year's resolutions or use the New Year as a time to redirect their time, to commit to something new. And if you are resolved to give back during 2025, I'd like to suggest that you consider getting involved with our volunteer fire department right here in Marionville.
You'll get training. You'll learn new skills. You'll build camaraderie and literally help your neighbors in their times of need. From general medical calls, lift assist, home accidents, to smoke detection, fires, and highway emergencies, the list is endless of what can happen. It takes a crew of people to protect Marionville and to be prepared when those calls come in. If you'd like to consider the opportunity, reach out to K Bowling, that'd be Chris Bowling, but K Bowling at marionvillemo.gov. We'd love to have you join the fire department. Desperately need some extra volunteers to help lighten the load on everybody involved.
Jim, people can volunteer any time, right? There's not like you have to do it at the beginning of the year only, but they can, if they're thinking about it, it's a good time to reach out to Chris.
Just go to City Hall and you can get an application there as well.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to take a quick run down memory lane, think about some of the great things that we experienced and saw happen in Marionville in 2024. And these are happening in no particular order. Are we going to list them
They
off?
happen in order, or we're not saying
We're not going to list them in any particular order.
The new texting system for the city, which told us yesterday morning, hey, by the way, the garbage guys finally going to come get our garbage. He was afraid of the ice on Monday.
Yes, so good. The formation of Marionville Business Connect for business networking. That was good news.
Right here in Marionville, right? Increased attendance at the city Alderman monthly meetings. We're probably getting 10 or 15 people every month.
There was a new white squirrel carving created and put down on the square. Good news for 2024.
A successful Apple Fest in September and a wonderful Christmas celebrations at both of them, and the parade in December, and the weather held out. It was great. A little chilly, but it was very nice.
Hey, it was Christmas. It needs to be chilly. The formation of the Marionville Economic Development Advisory Committee that we talked about earlier in the show, that formed during 2024.
And we got to interview several city, state officials, school leaders, and business people for this podcast, and lots more new people and interviews to come in 2025.
Yes, the lineup is going to be fantastic, and looking forward to getting to know more people by doing interviews with them. So, Jim, what else can you think of that you want to highlight for 2024?
Logan Park got their funding, and this next year we'll start to see things getting done at the new Logan Park. The bypass of the railroad of Odell, and that new road was really kind of cool, and it's fun. It's beautiful. The city bought that beautiful land down by the spring, and that's really cool. The great stuff going on at the school. We got a new baseball field, new softball field. The football field is going to get turf. I mean, those things are great. We got the new field house. We got new windows and doors going in at the elementary school.
I just was remembering, too, all of the rehabilitation that's being done at the cemetery, uncovering old gravestones and really reviving history as it was laying there covered, because over time, that's what happens.
Yeah, Doris Rapp and Valerie Robbins and many other volunteers have been working hard to get that done. I mean, you look at downtown Marionville. Buildings coming back alive. That's really exciting. We've got a new fire truck that we're going to start using for medical calls and to go out really on all our calls starting next week. We've been working on it all year long. There's got to be some more.
Man, there is so much good. Oh, the Curb Appeal Award. I really think that this year there was some great momentum about people making their front yards beautiful, having pride in what they present in their homes. A lot of homes were nominated, and the Home of the Year right down the street, Brandon and Evie Hood, their beautiful blue 2-story. Just that was a great highlight for the year and something we had fun covering. And I know that they're looking for sponsors for this next year already, and it'll be spring before you know it. Believe us, I know it feels cold today, but it'll be spring.
It's beautiful out. Pretty flurries in the air. It's gorgeous. The sun is out. Anytime the sun is out, it's a win. There's so many great things going on in this town, and people want to be a part of this town. They're moving here. Realtors tell us that if you want a small town feel, that's Marionville. We've got a great town with great things happening, phenomenal schools, great commerce, and more commerce coming in 2025. Make sure you check it out. Get involved. We would love to have you walk alongside us in multiple different ventures. Just if you want to be involved or tell us something great that's going on, talk to us at GoodPlaceMarionville@hotmail.com. This was a great show today, Martha. Good idea doing a highlight reel. A very special thank you to the Bank of Billings for showing your support for all the good happening here in Marionville. So grateful.
Consider joining the Bank of Billings by becoming a sponsor for 2025. Again, you can contact us at GoodPlaceMarionville@hotmail.com.
Thank you to each of you for doing good in Marionville, for taking care of your neighbors, for looking out for your neighbors, for cleaning up the streets, for just being good people. We know it's contagious, so keep it up. And it's easy to report that good news. Just send an email to GoodPlaceMarionville@hotmail.com.
Thank you for joining us at the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.